record on this. All right, so you should probably get some sort of a prompt saying that
Yep.
recording is in progress. So we're on camera now, and yeah, just to kind of restate what I was saying earlier, the projects that I looked at today were City Coins. I think it's a startup that's basically trying to tokenize cities. So I think there's like a Miami coin already like that's launched, and Pomp
Wow.
has been tweeting about it, and like there've been some tweets. So we'll see where that goes. So City Coins is one project that I was looking at. Terra Luna, which is a stable coin. M Stable, which is a stable coin with an API that allows you to like put money in vaults for a yield. Rocket Pool, which is an Ethereum 2.0 staking pool, and Filecoin. Those were the projects that I had in mind. And Jason, I think you were mentioning the projects that you had in mind, starting with the Graph protocol, right?
Yeah. So the ones that I'm interested in right now, I think, are the ones that are going to form the foundation for the Web 3.0 protocols. Well, what I believe probably will. So you mentioned Filecoin already, but some additional ones, like you said, would be the Graph, which can basically become like the Google for Web 3.0. Then another one is going to be Cosmos. I think Cosmos they're the ones who are kind of building the interconnectivity between all of the blockchains. And so I'm really excited about their protocol. And then another one would also be Tezos. The Tezos blockchain is really interesting because they're the ones that are they're looking like they're going to be the leaders when it comes to the music industry and music NFTs. Doja Cat actually just launched a group of NFTs on a dApp on the Tezos blockchain called it's called One. I forget the name of it. We're gonna have to edit that part. But it's like One of is the name of it.
Okay.
So it's called One of, and they had a really explosive response to those NFTs. She's one of the biggest artists in hip hop right now. So those are just a few of the ones that I'm really interested in right now.
Okay. So maybe like I can pick. We could start with one of the projects that I picked. I can kind of tell you like what I've researched, what interests me, why I like the project, and we can go from there. So I'll kind of pick Filecoin because it's been like my biggest rabbit hole. So I invested in Filecoin back in late 2017.
Wow.
In the ICO when I had heard about Juan Benet, and there's a Y Combinator podcast where they were Juan Benet was being interviewed by some folks at Y Combinator, and they were talking about a decentralized cloud storage network. And after watching that video and like spending some time on IPFS and some other protocols that are kind of the foundation layer for Filecoin, which is this decentralized storage network, I just I felt like the team, Juan himself and the team that he was building was rock star, a bunch of rock stars, and it just they had the backing of who's who of the VCs in Silicon Valley, and it seemed like it would be the crypto decentralized storage play, and it also had the potential to disrupt traditional cloud storage, which is AWS S3 and Microsoft and Google cloud-based storage. So it was back then it was kind of like kind of a long shot, but I think they've made significant progress over the last 3 years, and scaled a global mining network. And a miner, when it comes to Filecoin, is basically a storage provider. Basically somebody who's building a data center. So Filecoin has now scaled a global ecosystem of data centers that are hosting I think it's called like zettabytes of data, which is like right now I think the storage network has the capacity to rival Netflix, which is the network was launched in October of last year, and for them to go from October of last year to like almost a year now and be able to rival the storage capacity of Netflix is, I think, amazing. So I think to compete with like cloud providers, they have a long way to go, and obviously like the token price kind of reflects this this interest and this interest in Filecoin. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Feel free to like jump in and like ask me any questions.
Yeah, so that was going to be my question. So is this going to be kind of like interactive? Are we kind of having a conversation, or am I giving you the floor? Are you giving me the floor? Like, how did you see this kind of playing out?
Yeah, I mean, I think this should be like a conversation where like, we both, have like certain areas that we've researched or projects that we're interested in. And maybe like we should do it in such a way that like, we should have skin in the game before we like mention a project, right? Like,
Okay.
And then that way, like, we have skin in the game, and then we talk about why we kind of, bought into whatever token or project that we bought into, right?
Yeah.
And like, people, you can kind of, the other person can poke holes in their, thinking, and try to identify like, what could be an issue. So the goal should be to like come to the table, convince the other person why they should buy into whatever project.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I'm just talking out loud. So like, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can play around with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if we're just kind of recording like a real conversation, like you're telling me about the stuff that you care about, and I'm really trying to figure out, okay, well, why do you care? Why should I care about it too?
Yeah, I mean, like, as like, two buddies, right? Like, if like, I have like, I mean, this is kind of how people probably invested in a company like Google, in its early years, right? Like, two people are hanging out, two buddies from college or like who work together are hanging out, talking about this like cool new technology, and trying to convince the other person why they should like go work for Google or invest in Google. And people end up making a lot of money. So like I just thought we could kind of do the same thing here. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, so I guess I'll go next then. So I'll start with the Cosmos blockchain.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so just a little bit of background about Cosmos. So the token for the Cosmos blockchain is Atom, and the Atom token launched, I believe it was around March or April of 2019. The main person that founded the Cosmos blockchain, his name is Jay Kwan. He's a software developer from who went to Cornell University, I believe. Shout out to the Ivy League folks. I went to Dartmouth College. And the whole point of the Cosmos blockchain was to have interconnectivity between the blockchains. And so Cosmos has this protocol called IBC, which is the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol. And it is a scalable solution that is able to basically connect multiple blockchains. Instead of you needing to create a bridge that can only go between two blockchains, IBC has this concept of hubs where multiple blockchains can all connect to a hub. And that's just going to be one of the fundamental capabilities of blockchains, is for them to all be able to interconnect and exchange data and tokens between each other. And so this is probably one of those foundational services that from this point forward that we're going to need in the cryptocurrency space. And so I kind of regard this as like a foundational Web 3.0 protocol for the interconnectivity between all of the blockchains.
Okay. So how does Cosmos differ from Polkadot, for example? And like, I mean, if you can exchange tokens using a decentralized exchange from like, you know, when you're trying to transfer tokens from Bitcoin to Ethereum or Ethereum to Solana to something else, why do you need Cosmos? And what hole does it fill that a decentralized exchange does not?
Sure. So right now, if you have, for example, Polkadot, and you want to connect it to the Binance Smart Chain, or you want to connect it to Ethereum or whatever other blockchain, right? In order for you to do that right now, you need to have a bridge. So there's a specific bridge between Polkadot and Ethereum, or between Polkadot and Binance needs to be created. And then once that's created, then you can kind of do wrap tokens and, you know, do them across each other, right?
Yeah.
That is a solution that is in place right now, but it's very specific. It's only specific to those two specific chains that the bridge was created for. The difference with Cosmos and the difference with the IBC is that they created this concept of hubs, and multiple chains can all connect to these hubs. So you can literally have, I think right now, there are probably about 37 blockchains that are out there that are able to be interconnected through what Cosmos has built. In addition to this IBC concept, they also have this SDK for you to very quickly, very easily build your own smart chain on top of the Cosmos platform. So you can build your own blockchain. It doesn't have to be like, you know, like a protocol, like how you have all these protocols on Ethereum. It will actually be its own separate blockchain, but they have this SDK for you to build them very easily. So for example, I think Thorchain was built using the Cosmos SDK. There's several others. So that's the difference between what Cosmos is bringing to the table. That's why I think they're going to be like one of the foundational protocols in the space. They have this, their consensus mechanism is called Tendermint, which I'm still doing some more research on exactly what's the difference between Tendermint. It's a proof of stake consensus mechanism. Now, the tokenomics of the Atom token are pretty solid. So Cosmos right now has a market cap of around 9.5 billion. I think it's number 20 right now on the list in terms of market cap size. And it's had, just like pretty much all of the blockchains over the past month or so, it's had a really good run over the past month. But I think there's still a lot of room to grow. I mean, it's still it's not a huge market cap. I think it should probably be in the top 10. Right now it's number 20. So if we look at like I think the market cap of Dogecoin is 30 billion right now, and Cosmos is only 9.5 billion. There's no way in hell Dogecoin should have a bigger freaking market cap than Cosmos.
Dogecoin's got the Elon backing, right? I mean, you know, that's yeah. Maybe like, you know, I don't know what the Polkadot market cap is. I'm actually trying to look that up right now.
Should be the top 10, right? Yeah, Polkadot is 33 billion. Right above Doge, actually.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. And I think Polkadot actually is like pretty popular in China for reasons that I don't know. I just I've heard about it through you know, some like YouTube videos that I've watched on crypto, where I think some folks were talking about how you know, the Polkadot ecosystem in China is pretty big. And I think this was an SBF FTX YouTube video,
Okay.
where like they were talking about how like Polkadot ecosystem is really they're trying to grow Solana and FTX's
Yeah.
footprint in China, and apparently like Polkadot is pretty famous there. So yeah.
Okay. So that's another token, by the way, that I'm really interested in is the FTT token for FTX.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in SBF, man. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that dude,
Amazing,
he's like walking on water right now. So I'm also doing some research on his token, and maybe next week I'll have more to talk about with that one.
yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I did want to ask you, you know, so we talked about Cosmos versus Polkadot in terms of Cosmos being undervalued compared to Polkadot, and also why, what problem or hole in the blockchain ecosystem that Cosmos would fill. So yeah, I could see how there's value in investing in Cosmos. Now, maybe like digging deeper, I don't know if you have thoughts on like, where the opportunity is within the Cosmos ecosystem. I mean, is the opportunity to build some sort of a layer 2 IBC solution, or is it like being a validating node, or where do you see the opportunity?
So that's a good question. So there's multiple blockchains that are built using the Cosmos SDK. So you could just buy the Atom token and you can just stake that as well. So that's always like the first option, is to just buy the Atom token itself. I think that it just has a lot of room to grow. I think the staking rewards are pretty generous. I don't know exactly what the percentage is off the top of my head, but the staking looks like it's pretty generous as well. And then because it's, my bet is on the IBC, the inter-blockchain connectivity protocol. And so I'll probably just stick with the Atom token personally. Thorchain is another option. I think
Is Thorchain an IBC?
Thorchain is one of the blockchains built using the Cosmos SDK.
Oh, I did not know that Thorchain was built on Cosmos. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was one of those projects where like, I think, back in like March, April, there's a lot of hype, and like, a lot of people like within my network were like, man, yeah, you got to buy into Thorchain, it's like, I didn't get a chance to research it. So yeah, interesting. I didn't know that it was built on Cosmos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up the list of, there's like a bunch of them that you'll be like, holy shit, like all of those are built. Actually, I think Binance, I think the Binance blockchain was built using Cosmos as well, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Binance was built on top of Cosmos. That is really interesting.
Here, look, check it out. Let me share my screen real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Can I share my screen? Where's the little?
Yeah. I think there's a green share screen. Maybe.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, right in front of my face.
There it is. I think
there we go.
it's just starting. Yep, I see your screen.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Binance chain and the Binance Smart chain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at all of these.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and you can see the numbers there on the left, right? I mean, it says it tells you like how many of these, the status. There's 88 in mainnet on the left side under the status column.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's quite a few, and I actually have heard of some of these. I think if you scroll up a little bit, there's a couple of them that seem familiar.
Anchor.
Yep, Anchor protocol.
Yeah.
Akash network. I've kind of maybe like just heard of it in passing somewhere. Band protocol, I don't think so. Yeah, maybe the others I haven't heard of,
I've heard of Band.
but like, but wow, that's fascinating that the Binance token is built on Cosmos. Very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
did not know that. Wow. Okay. All right. That's awesome.
Crypto.com was built using the Cosmos SDK.
Okay. Interesting. That's
AI. That's one of the really hot like AI based blockchains. I'm
hmm,
telling you, man, this Cosmos coin, don't
yeah.
sleep on Cosmos, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So why hasn't what do you think is keeping the token price down? Or is it
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, it has had a really good run over the past month or so. If I go over to Coin Market Cap
Mhm.
and let's take a look at Cosmos here. So it's 42 bucks today. Let me make that a little bigger.
Yeah, 9.3 billion market cap. Well, fully diluted, yeah, 11.8 billion market cap fully diluted. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, that's relatively low. When you think about the fact that if if you know you it, I personally think that it's inevitable that you are going to need some sort of I think the proliferation of blockchains is going to grow past just Bitcoin and Ethereum to many other chains.
Big
I
time.
think that's at some point sooner or later inevitable, right?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, having a protocol that helps you, I don't want to use the word bridge because that's what Polkadot is using, that terminology, but like having like an inter-blockchain, channel or connection, I think that's a really good um, project. Yeah. And you said that the tokenomics are solid, right? Like, so like, what is the, how many tokens are already like, issued, and like, what is the, what's the trading volume, and, any stats on that?
Oh man, now you put me on the spot. Let's see if I can pull that up.
Yeah.
Um, so when I did my initial research on this, I was pretty happy with the tokenomics. It wasn't so normally I have like a minimum set of criteria when I'm looking at tokenomics, right? So number one, does it have like a finite amount of coins? Number two, when they did the ICO, did they give enough to the general community, or did they all just stack all the tokens for the developers and
Yep.
for the nonprofit and all of that stuff? Did they have a generous enough portion available to the public to buy in?
Yeah.
And then the inflation schedule. How is the inflation schedule set up? Is it a reasonable inflation schedule or not? Those are some of the basic criteria that I look at, and it checked all the boxes when I looked at all of those different things.
Okay, yeah. So, in the interest of time, I think maybe we should kind of limit these recordings to 30 minutes to begin with. See,
Okay. Okay.
how that goes, and I definitely want to dig into the Filecoin project more. So maybe we could do that on the next call.
Okay.
Uh, but I do want to like maybe like see what we can do with this the next call. So I do want to keep digging deeper on Cosmos and get into Filecoin. So maybe we can look into the tokenomics of Cosmos to begin with, and then get into Filecoin. I personally have been an investor for a while, and I'd love to convince you to to buy into Filecoin. So yeah.
Yeah, and same with Cosmos. I wanna get you on board. I want you to be loving some Cosmos too.
All right, Jason. Well, yeah, good times, and yeah, let's get this HODL club going.
Let's do it. I'm down, man.
All right, cool. All right.